Hey guys, Victoria here and welcome to the Geeky Sandbox. Today we are going to be doing a non-spoiler review over the movie The Photograph. The movie stars Issa, of course, Lakeith Stanfield, Lil Rel Howery. I always say Howard on accident, but it's Howery. And of course it stars Shantae Adams as one of our main characters, which we'll get into that in a second, and Teyana Paris. The movie was directed and written by Stella Meggy, and let's jump right into this one, guys. So the movie just kind of follows the estranged relationship between Issa Rae's character and her mother, who is played by Shantae Adams. Issa Rae finds out her mother is ill, and she kind of gets a letter of saying like, this is why I am the way I am, here's my story. And so it's kind of an opportunity to kind of show or explain how we see our parents when they're our parents, but we don't necessarily see what they were like before they were our parents, which kind of in a way humanizes them. So it's a romance movie, but it's not your traditional romance with lots of drama and lots of like hate and a lot of like just over the top stuff going on. It's very, very, very set in that that category of realism and just kind of like down to earthness, if that makes any sense. It's very mundane, and not mundane in the fact that it was boring or that it was very like plain and simple, but it was just like your everyday kind of relationships, whether it was between Issa Rae and Lakeith's character or whether it was the relationship that you kind of learned about between Issa Rae and her mother, who again, like I said, was played by Shantae Adams. Shantae Adams played Christina Eames, I think it's Eames. She played Christina Eames, who was a like huge popular and famous photographer, and you just kind of learn like how she got to that place as a photographer, what she felt like when she became a mother, what kind of trials and tribulations that she had to go through, and the types of people that she was dating, and a relationship with her mom, which we'll get into that too. But yeah, it's a movie with a lot of layers, but it's not complex, and it's not really, like I said, over the top unrealistic drama. So it was very much so like, okay, just kind of like how did my friend Deontay described it, as kind of like what this is brown sugar but today. But aside from that, I really do think the characters were all pretty good. There was no character where I was just like, you know, what's going on with that. I thought all the characters were very fleshed out. I think Stella did a really good job with that. There was something that you could relate with every character. I also like that Lil Rel and Teyana, their characters, they were a couple in this movie. Very down to earth, very funny, and just very supportive. I like that they weren't like trying to ham it up too much with the comedy. They made it realistic. Like, these are real humorous conversations that couples would have, and kind of conversations they would have with other family members, because Lil Rel's character is the brother of Lakeith's character, and the conversations they have are very much so what you might imagine you would have with some family member or someone that you're close with in your life. The one thing I will say, Christina Eames' mother in the film, I can't quite remember who she's played by, but the mother of the mother in this film, there was a lot there to unpack, and maybe that'll be for a spoiler review if anybody's interested in that. But there was a lot to unpack there, and you didn't really get a lot as to why Christina was the way she was in regard to her mother. And you know, it goes back to, like I said, just kind of diving into the script just a teeny bit, just kind of breaking that like toxic family cycle of just kind of like having a cutoff point of like, you know what, I can't continue to live like this. My relationship with you isn't great. Am I going to do the same thing when I have children? Things like that. Because in a sense, the relationship that Issa Rae has with her mother in this film is the same that that mother had with her mother. So it was one of those things of like, am I gonna break the cycle? What's gonna happen? I do feel like the cinematography was beautiful. It was very, I don't know, like I said, simple. Like, it just felt real. Like you were really in the room with those characters, watching them have conversations. Like you were a fly on the wall. It was very nice. It wasn't very over the top or grand. It was just a wholesome type of cinematography style. And also another thing that we just raved about with this movie was these song choices, the way that they were able to tell you, hey, this is the past, this is the present. With the present, they kind of did a thing where, okay, she's reading a letter, so that's how you know Issa Rae's character's reading a letter, that's how you know we're back in the present. And then you had like a lot of like old school blues and R&B and like jazz music that kind of set the tone. So it was very nice just to kind of have that distinction. It also set the tone. It made me feel good and warm. I almost even enjoyed and preferred the flashback scenes over the present day scenes. There was just a lot there that I enjoyed and my friends enjoyed. I saw this movie with Tristan and Deontay, so we had a good time, and it was actually Tristan's idea to just kind of go out and see this movie, and it's really not a movie I would have went to just run out to see on my own. So I'm happy that I was invited to go experience this. And I like Issa and I like Lakeith and some of the other actors involved, so I wanted to give it a chance, and I'm happy that I did, because I feel like it was a nice little experience. And of course, like, there are a few things that kind of, like, this movie hits, like, you know, in regard to that realistic kind of like drama and romance, but there's another thing to it that I will say, that it did move pretty fast. Like, it felt like Issa Rae's character and Lakeith's character just met like 2 days ago, and then there's like this huge arc of like being in love and traveling together all in like what feels like a week. But it may just be the way that the movie is set up, the way that they display time. It just seems like it's a very short amount of time that all of this takes place. I think that's one reason that this movie is not just like one of my favorite movies ever. I really do feel like it's kind of average for me personally, just because of that pacing. Honestly, kind of like, I didn't feel that strong love that they felt for each other, if that makes sense. And don't kill me, guys. I just didn't feel that strong connection that they felt to each other. I was kind of like, oh, that's cute, that's nice. Honestly, it wasn't a bad movie. I would honestly give, let's see, if I'm going to rate this movie, I would give this movie 3 out of 5 geeks. It wasn't awful. It wasn't the best movie that came out this year, but it was a nice kind of like sit back and enjoy with your friends, or maybe your significant other, or whoever, mom, whoever you went to see this movie with, or whoever you normally see movies with. It's just a very chill popcorn eating movie. But if you are the type of person that likes over the top drama, over the top this, arguing, fighting, and like a lot of like drama in your romance movies, this is not it. Like I said, this is very humble, wholesome, just kind of a story of figuring out why we are the way we are, how do our parents affect our current lives, and if it is not good how they are affecting our lives, how do you kind of get out of that cycle? How does it affect your romance part of your life? How does it affect your career? Things like that. So like I said, very down-to-earth, wholesome movie about real conversations. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a like rating down below. I don't know, like I am really happy that I saw it. I like being able to see different types of movies that I normally would not go see on my own. So if there are any more movies that you guys think I should watch, that you think I would actually enjoy, despite, you know, the type of things I react to and talk about on this channel, drop it down in the comments. And of course, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!